This video contains subject matter that may be offensive and disturbing to some people. If you are the type to require a warning throughout a video or show, let this message serve as your warning. This channel discusses the harsh reality of true crime. If this warning is not sufficient for you, consider a different genre and unsubscribe from my channel immediately.
Fell down in my seat. How's everybody doing? Alright, hey, look at that. Teresa Murray gifted a membership right out of the gate, and Melanie got it. Probably somebody who hates the channel. But hey, alright. Yeah, so anyways, in the comments section of my last night's video, somebody said, hey, Gray, this is what you know, about the whole Canada thing. I just want to talk about that right now. Oh, look at the chat's working up there. Oh, look at Basic Generous. I guess that's why it reads it like that. Anyways, there was one part where I said, you guys are embarrassing or something. All right, I don't actually, that's not what I was really trying to convey. I was trying to convey that I think your legal system is, and some of the political stuff, but the people there are great people. You know, I think the people in Canada are awesome. You know, and that's awesome. I don't go to Canadian channels and tell them how to run the show, though. So last night when somebody came on here and just started blasting us over and over and over again because of, you know, we have this shooting over here, and it's like, you know, what the hell's going on, right? So, I mean, my comment, well, I was a total jackass by saying, the way I worded it, I was listening to it, I was like, yeah, that's not what I don't even remember thinking that at all, but that's how it was worded, so I understand people being upset about it. So, anyways, I apologize for saying that phrase, because I did see that. When I went back and listened to it, I didn't realize, I actually thought it was something else. The other part that I was talking about, how our military spending allows Canada to not really have to spend money on military, is true. I just looked it up just to make sure. We spend $850 billion a year, and Canada spends $28 billion. So when you look at that, you understand, like, if we didn't exist, Canada would be spending $100 or $200 billion probably on their military every year. There's just no doubt about it, right? So the thing is that's where I'm coming from there, and it's true. You know, I mean, go look it up yourself if you feel like it. And so that's kind of where the rant where I went on later, and it's and it really is the truth. And I think we need Canada too, because they are up protecting the northern border, and I think they kind of realize that, so they know that we'll either give them really inexpensive deals on weapons, or even supply them with certain weapons to be able to defend the northern portion of Northern America from various bad actors out there, like Russia, for example. So there you go, everybody. There you go. All right. So, you know, my comment, that was an overarching comment. I apologize for that one. I actually didn't even realize I said that. You see what I'm saying? Boom. Yeah, it's a team game. One of the things that, you know, whether you like Trump or not, one of the things that he was trying to do out there was trying to get other countries to pay more of their share in various things, like the UN and all that stuff. The United States pays for like 90% of all of it. I mean, it's just like, why can't if all these countries feel like something's so important, it'd be great if they had a little bit more skin in the game in terms of the percentage of their GDP. You know, we're going into debt every year. Our country is a shambles financially. It's like, I have never seen anything. If you go look at the national debt clock, it's the sickest thing you've ever seen. I bet you in a day we pay more in interest than Canada spends on military a year. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like it's the craziest thing I've ever seen. Yeah, it's like $40 trillion in debt. All right. But anyways, you didn't come on here for that, but I just wanted to get that out of the way at the beginning. And that was ridiculous that I had the, included everybody. Oh, Canada's a joke, and I said embarrassing, it was really, I got triggered myself. Okay, so we're gonna have to there we go. I need my trigger bunny for that. Thanks, Trigger Bunny. Thanks for, you weren't there though when I needed you, Trigger Bunny. You weren't there when I needed you, Trigger Bunny. If you could have just been there when I asked. Oh, look at this smoothly moving now. Look at that. Oh yeah. There it goes. Yeah, that's CJ. Oh yeah. All right, there we go. So I don't know. There hasn't been any accurate pictures out there of the suspect, but I was looking around online and I found a Pinterest individual who has a Pinterest account, and I don't know if it's him, but it really, I actually took the image of the person on the ground, rotated the head around so you could see sort of like some of the peaks on the hair, and then I put it next to this person on Pinterest. But I'm not going to show you the person on Pinterest. Here, I put it for Megazoids only, really. It was just kind of like, let's see what the deal is here. So if you're in the community section there for Megazoids, if you happen to be a Megazoid channel member, you can go in and check it out. But it really does look like that could be him. Looks like right around the same age, same hair, everything, and nose, lip, ears, a lot of similarities there. So yeah. Well, that's one of the benefits. Every once in a while I post stuff for Megazoids that nobody else gets to see. Gosh, Gray, that's not fair. Okay, well, that's why there's tears, right? Yeah, it does look like him. I think everybody that I've shown it to said, "Oh God, yeah, I think that is him." None of the other pictures look like the guy on the ground to me. And there's people they put out there, like they're 35 years old and he's 33, and they're just putting out a picture of somebody that has the same name. It's really bizarro stuff. But I wish I could show it to you, but I'm not going to put the picture of the actual Pinterest guy on the screen without actually knowing that's him or not. The dogs look like they're in dark over there. I think there's something going on with that camera. But anyways, we're at 0 right now in the super chat mode, so if you guys would like to help support the channel, that would be absolutely awesome. We do these shows every single day. Just got done doing 4 hours of Jodi Arias, and people seem to be interested. Not a lot. We only have maximum like 110 people watching, but I think it's interesting, right? So this is the normal show here. So if you can afford it and you want to help the channel out, that'd be great. This channel is different than others, where we actually go out and make a difference every month, because I take, this is all income for my channel, but I donate over 50% of the net revenue, and we've given, at least $20,000 over the last 3 years to Texas EquiSearch, probably right around $15,000 or $20,000 to RAIN, which is violence against women, and right around $15,000 or $20,000 to NCMEC, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. We've just added in the Wounded Warriors. We've got the biggest thing, though, is our DNA fund, which is up to, we've put over close to $60,000 into it currently.
Ocean wave.
So it's almost got $60,000 in it. Hold on a second.
Starting a blob wave.
That one. Okay.
Mini
You
wave.
turn it this way, though, all the way to the left. Okay. Hey, my wife was running the mixer for a second. Hey, thank you up there to Annie Later Hair Down D. Yeah, so the DNA fund is kind of the coolest thing that we're doing because it's like a direct impact, and us
Ocean wave.
being the
Ocean
ones
wave.
that are the reason, or I guess the driving force behind the case being able to be done. There's cases out there that have Jane and John Does, and we fund it. It usually costs, now it's a little cheaper, it's between $5,000 and $6,000 per case, but we have the DNA collected. It goes to Identifinders International.
Chewbacca?
They're the ones that do all that part. We just pay the money for them to do it. So I think that's pretty sweet. And the reason it happens is because the freaks support this channel on a nightly basis, which then in turn allows me to give away a lot of the income. I mean, it's awesome. It's really been amazing, to be honest with you. So if you look at the numbers here, we've given, since January 2020, $146,750. So sometimes I go, God, that could have come close to paying off my house. And then we got, January 2020 was, not just the year of 2020 was 22,000. Then 2021 was 42,500. 2021, these are all pandemic years, 62,250. And this year so far, we're at 20,000 after 3 months. So that puts us on like a $60,000. There was some crazy, the last 3 months of 2022 were just insane sort of revenue months for the channel. That's why there was these we did $10,000 a couple months there. And so that's why we got up to 62. I would think 50 would be a good number for this year. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Anyways, that's where we're at with that. Let me grab some of these names up here. Got to get them in there. Annie Later, Hair Down, D. And we've got Tosh. Thank you. A Freak Wave. And then K-Me. Thank you very much. Robin. Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Get it? Coolest name. Quietly Frozen. Wah, 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 wah. Okay, let me show you this picture though that I have from earlier today. There were some people that were tweeting out. They showed this house right here. Well, they didn't show the house. They gave his name, and then somebody put an address. And then I went out to the address, and then that's the exact same house that was on the news last night. So let me open that up. Yeah, so this is the one that I tweeted out. I don't need to reinvent a wheel here. But this was on the last night, the video when they were on the ground. The FBI was looking on a street, and they had this picture was on the news here. Well, I mean, that address that was given on Twitter looks exactly the same. It's got the window, everything's the same there. And then if you look up here, remember the video that I showed you guys of the, of the actual shooting when the guy got out of the vehicle right here? Well, in the front of the house is the car right there. Yeah, there it is right here on Google Earth. And this is from Google Earth shot here is from May 2022, so less than a year ago. And I bet if you turn around and look at from the rear, yeah, I mean, look at that. That's exactly that is the car right there. So, I mean, it's pretty interesting. I always find that interesting and sort of, sort of freaky a little bit to see that kind of stuff. Hey, thank you so much, Daryl Montgomery, and a Canadian, yeah! Yeah. Thanks, everybody. So, there you go. That is where he lives. Or he lived. I guess apparently he lives in a motel now, but his parents live here, so they checked this house too, and he at one time lived there. So I don't know what motel he lived in or anything like that. I thought I would try to read a Reuters article about him. You know, what they're saying is that he's a far right wing. You know, whenever I hear far right wing, I start thinking, because it all goes in a circle, right? How far away are you from the far left? You know, it's like far right. It kind of goes around the corner. Oh, there it is, right there. You know, they say neo-Nazi type. I mean, it's strange, too, because he's Hispanic. And what does that mean? I mean, that's sort of a strange combination there, isn't it? Neo-Nazi with a, Hispanic name. So anyways, let me read this right here. What is this here, though? Oh, is that same?
I was like, was that gunshots? And he was like, no, it's probably just construction or something. And then like heard 10, 15 more shots go off. And so I ran to the front of the store and we're like, no, that's shooting. And we see the guy. There's this guy dressed in all black, wearing a vest, has an assault rifle, and he's just shooting at people right across. He was at like Francesca's area, shooting at people. So we got everyone in the store into the back of the store and just camped out there for the time being. Just got out like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, that's been freaky. So let's just see what this says.
Chewbacca?
Oh, I'll do Chewbacca if you want me to.
Yeah, it's hard for me to trust anything the media says anymore because of how inaccurate they were a few years back and currently. I mean, here's what sucks is when the media is political. I mean, wow, that's just, you can't have it that way. They have to be independent and accurate, fact-finding people to make really a democracy work, and we are not seeing that right here. Right, so here we go. Federal officials were looking into whether the gunman who killed 8 people at a Dallas area mall, this is an AP article, at a Dallas area mall expressed an interest in white supremacist ideology Sunday. Now they're trying to, where they're going with this one. As they work to try to discern a motive for the attack, a law enforcement official told the Associated Press. The official cautioned the investigation is in its early stages. Federal agents have been reviewing social media accounts they believe Mauricio Garcia, and that's the same name exactly spelled the same way of the Pinterest account that I think very well could be the shooter. I don't know if it is or not, but it looks very, very similar. Used and let's see. Mauricio Garcia, 33, used in posts that expressed interest in white supremacist and neo-Nazi views, said the official, who cannot discuss details of the investigation publicly and spoke to an AP on condition of anonymity. God, I'm so proud of myself for just saying that word. That's one of those hard ones for me. Garcia also had a patch on his chest when he was killed by police that read RWDS, which stands for Right Wing Death Squad. Doesn't that almost sound like something that you would put on there to make it seem, it's almost overselling the idea of it. I mean, what a ridiculous, really? Right-wing death squad? It was like a video game or something, which is popular among right-wing extremists and white supremacy groups, the official said. In addition to reviewing social media posts, see, here's what's really weird about it, you guys. This is how it works. So, wow, the trigger bunny's going. Yeah, I think I need that right now. So you're right here. Like, here is the normal Democrat, and then here is the normal Republican. We're like right there. But then there's these right-wing, really hard right-wing people. If you kept, way down over here, then there's like the hard left people over here. But if you can somehow put the killer on the little side of the pie that's on the side of the Republican side, oh my God, it's the Republicans. It's stupid. Okay? How about this? There are crazy people in the world. You've got wackadoodles everywhere. Okay? Don't you guys find it just nuts? Like, we're all just hoping to God all the evidence puts it just a little on the side of the other party, and then we can all just blast them into oblivion. Except when you have a media that sort of tries to get it there, that's where it's bad. Okay? So it would be great if we just got real accurate reporting here. I guess we'll find out here coming up. I mean, you'll know it when you see it, because you'll see actually, if people in Texas come forward and say this out loud, then you know it's 100% accurate, because they're all Republicans there, and they wouldn't want to say that, but they're going to tell you the truth. That's the difference, right? In San Francisco, you would never hear the truth. Let's see. Oh, great, there you go again. Yeah, they do. They're political, Zozo. The media here is an absolute embarrassment. It's crazy. The media in the United States, we can just go over the whole list, but I don't want to do it right here. I don't feel like it, because then it gets into this whole political conversation. But we've found out this year that so much stuff that they tried to sell to everybody was not accurate whatsoever, and nor did they even give a shit about trying to verify anything. It's really not good. So anyways, federal agents have been reviewing social media accounts they believe Mauricio Garcia, 33, used, and posts that expressed interest in white supremacists and neo-Nazi views, said the official, who could not discuss details of the investigation publicly and spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity. Garcia also had a patch on his chest when he was killed by police that read RWDS, an acronym for the phrase Right-Wing Death Squad, which is popular among right-wing extremists and white supremacy groups, the official said. Well, politics shouldn't be confusing. It's the media who always sells one party's thoughts and protects the one party. That's not good. Garcia also had... Hey!
Smiley face.
Oh yeah, I do need the trigger bunny. One more time. Where's the trigger bunny, honey? Yeah, it's bad. I mean, just look what Twitter did with the laptop. It's insane. I mean, the laptop, Hunter Biden's laptop was really his, but you guys thought it wasn't, right? Some of you. Yeah. Yeah! Yeah, there was something that he had on the front there. I could see it. I couldn't read it, though. I couldn't read it. So Garcia also had a patch. We already read that. Let me get to... Yeah, and it says, in addition to reviewing social media posts, federal agents have interviewed family members and associates of Garcia to ask about his ideological beliefs, the official said. Investigators are also reviewing financial records, other online posts they believe Garcia made, and other electronic media, according to the officials. Or to the official. Allen Police Chief Brian Harvey declined Sunday evening to answer questions from the AP, saying the investigation, we actually don't have a lot. The Texas Department of Public Safety identified Garcia as suspected of killing 8 people at a Texas outlet mall. Garcia was fatally shot Saturday by a police officer who happened to be near there. I mean, you know what's scary as hell, you guys? Like, what if that officer didn't just happen to be there on another call? You know what I'm saying? Right. Yeah, why can't this just be a psycho? Yeah, I mean, that's exactly right. That's what I was just saying a minute ago. Everything's political. Everyone's waiting. What's his background? What was his motive? He's on your side of the pie, everybody. I'm so happy. Let's do a jig. What does that even mean? These guys are nut jobs, everybody. These killers out here. They're crazy people. They shouldn't have guns. If I was out there, the only thing that I would do is try to make it harder. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it, but there should be a way that a crazy person can't get a gun. Right. And by the way, you know why the media has special rights in our country? Is because they are supposed to be the people out there that do checks and balances and make sure that truthful information gets put out there. And that's why, like, the press has their own unique freedoms and rights to get information. And that is because they're supposed to go out there and be able to put out information, factual information, to sort of keep everybody in check and in line, like Watergate or something. But it's not like that anymore. They pick winners and losers now. They have sides that they want to win, and they support those sides. And they figure out ways to report on things in a certain way to sell that narrative. And that's the scary part. We didn't used to have it like that. Back in the 50s. Remember that? So, anyways, maybe even in the 70s. Yeah, that's just it's not happening like that at all. And let's see. 2 law enforcement officials said investigators searched a Dallas home connected to the suspect. That's the parents' home. The officials spoke on condition of anonymity again in order to discuss details of an ongoing investigation. A woman who lives 3 houses down from the low brick Dallas area home that was searched said she saw a large group of uniformed officials go into the home Saturday between 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. They went in like real fast, and I see them do that like twice. And Marsha Alexander, who said officers were still in the area when she went to bed at around 9 p.m. to 9 p.m. They were gone Sunday morning. Let's see. Yeah, they say that neo-Nazis are they always try to pin neo-Nazis on the Republican side of the ledger. That's what they do. They do that. Yes. That's what the media always tries to sell. So do the politicians, and on the left-hand side, they always try to say that. It's over and over and over again. Yeah, I remember last night when we were saying there was other information that maybe he was Hispanic. Turns out he is. It's kind of strange for a neo-Nazi to be a Hispanic person, wouldn't you say? A little strange there. Nazis were like white supremacists that were, for spreading, propagating the white race and that only. So it's weird, right? To say the least. She said they entered the home and were joined about an hour later by FBI agents and other people wearing plain clothes, who she also took to be law enforcement. The woman said she did not know her neighbors well, but knew them to be very polite, very nice people. She said the man she now understands to have been the shooter was always friendly and would wave or honk his horn as he came and went. At about 2 p.m. Sunday, a man entered the home that was searched, but when reporters knocked on the door and waited, no one answered. In a statement, President Joe Biden said, here we go. This is where let's see how this goes. So the assailant wore tactical gear and fired an AR-15 style weapon. He urged Congress to enact tighter restrictions on firearms and ammunition. Okay, there we go. Yeah, how about, I think it would be better to make it, let's see, it's hard to say, but like, I would say that it's the crazy people that have guns that this stuff, every one of these shooters that you see, they're wackos. They were posting stuff online, and somebody should have seen it. What's going on with all these incredible algorithms and computers? He was posting all over the place. Apparently, nobody was sharing his stuff. How come they didn't see it? It's ridiculous. I don't know if we get this. I think apparently they've been like wiping out all of his stuff online or something. I don't know. The shooting, and plus, we wouldn't want to learn those things, right? The shooting was the latest attack to contribute to the unprecedented pace of mass killings this year in the U.S. Isn't that interesting? Here's the funny thing. If the previous president, I won't even say his name so that you don't get upset. If he was the president and we had mass shooting increases, it would all be blamed on him. Every bit of it. Now it's something else. You know, it's the boogeyman. It's some other thing. It's the gun problem. It's the, you see, that's where I see the difference in reporting in the media, right? We know that to be true. Such an attack is too shocking to be so familiar, and yet American communities have suffered roughly 200 mass shootings already this year. That's crazy. According to leading counts, said Biden, who ordered flags lowered to half-staff. I wonder if he lowered it half-staff on all the other ones. Republicans in Congress, he said, cannot continue to meet this epidemic with a shrug. The shooting, I agree with that. That something needs to be done to keep a little bit more stronger, way stronger actually, to keep guns out of crazy people's hands. Like literally, you have to ask other people questions, do an actual background check on these people, and I don't think that the gun show loophole should exist where, it's a gun show so I can buy an AR-15 and there's no checks or anything. I mean, that's ridiculous too, right? I mean, so if you own an AR-15, you should have a stable mind of some sort, you would think, right? That you're not ready to, like you're angry about something and you're just, I don't really know how to make it where it would be uniform and fair, and is there a time where you can get your rights back, when somebody deems you medically fit back? I don't know how that works, so that's what makes it difficult. Yeah. No, but you already went through those questions in my last video, though, Zozo. You asked that and the person answered and gave you the answer. So I'm not sure why you're bringing that up again here when you got the answer over there. I don't understand that part. The guy gave you the perfect answer, and you said, "Oh wow, that makes so much sense," and you thanked him for the answer, and now you're asking it again. The reason people have those kind of guns is because they like them, and they have the right to own those guns. And as I've said a million times on here, we have the right to bear arms to protect our country from a tyrannical government. And that would mean that you would have to have weapons that were compatible with actually a militia that could fight back against the tyrannical government. Okay, now pistols and BB guns aren't going to do a good job. Okay, they're just, it's not going to work. And people like them, and they have them, and they're used for home protection, and that's just kind of how it is. That's one of our laws, or rights in this country, is the right to bear arms. You get it? Who? There's some people, in some states you see people that can go walk down the streets with AR-15s. You can just carry them around. That's actually what happened in that Kyle Rittenhouse one. That's what he had on him. He legally had the gun with him. He was walking, and he rightfully defended himself. That's why he was found innocent. So, I mean, that is the reason. And plus, you have a right to own guns to protect yourself. Okay, if you're from another country, you might not get it, but that is exactly, we have these laws for a reason. And they actually make sense. Okay, that's why we don't have a government that runs every day, every single thing that we do every single day. Yeah. Right. Well, it would seem nuts to somebody else from another country. They didn't need to know them, Lily, because the government, the military, has really powerful weapons, right? So if you want to have a well-armed militia, which is the wording, would you say, well, yeah, they don't get to advance though. You got to keep using muskets. As a matter of fact, I think the well-armed militias in the United States should still be using those musket balls, where you put the little wad of paper in there and you jam in some powder and put the ball in, and then hope to God you throw a match up in the air and boom, yay, and you might hit something. I think that's what we should go back to. Yeah, because they didn't know that it was going to advance, right? Yeah, Lila, you always agree with stuff like that. I've seen you in here. Hey, thanks, Scout Dude. Our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment so we can enforce the First Amendment. I believe in the Constitution 100% and have been in the minority who has paid in blood. See, there you go. Yeah, see, Scout Dude's actually fought in battle for our country, and he knows exactly what it's for and about. I'm speaking on it technically, like this is what it's for, and he's actually knows it. Thanks, Jim Long.
Our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment, so we can enforce the First Amendment. I believe in the Constitution 100% and have been in the minority who has paid in blood.
Yeah, well, there you go. And so that's exactly right. The Second Amendment, if without that, and the right to fight against a tyrannical government, when the tyrannical government comes in, what do you think happens to freedom of speech? It just goes out the window. So this isn't a political conversation here. Okay, this is just what it is. This is actually the reality here. Yeah, without the Second Amendment, we lose all. I totally agree, man. If you took all the guns from everybody and you got the wrong type of person in office with an agenda, good night. It's over. Okay, and that's the truth. Thank you, Scoutin' Dude. But look, you could just send a 5 in once in a while. You were already so generous earlier today, but I appreciate it.
Without the Second Amendment, we lose all.
Yeah. It's weird how people don't get it, Americans don't get it. When you try to explain it to them, they think if we sit around and we do this, everything is just going to be fine, everybody. It's going to be great. Yeah, nope, doesn't work that way. Well, I'm not trying to, Scout Dude, but come on, you're always already so generous. You want to send in 5 sometime. You're shit. I appreciate it though. I mean, I'm just hey warrior. I can live my country. I don't know what that means. Let's see. What else do we got down there? The shooting was the latest attack to contribute to the unprecedented pace of mass killing. Yeah, we went through that. The wounded remained hospitalized Sunday, 3 in critical condition and 4 in fair condition. Those guys are going to have crazy stories. John Mark Catton, senior pastor at Cottonwood Creek Church, about 2 miles from the mall, offered prayer during a regular Sunday morning service for victims, first responders, and the shoppers and employees who walked out past things they never should have seen. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I've seen this one video, and it's not great. And by the way, there was an individual today that ran over migrants today, and I've seen that video, and it's just these are the worst videos I've ever seen. I mean, these people are just sitting there, and this car comes flying by, and it looks like it's intentional, and just plows through, 10 people sitting there, and some of these people, and it was going way fast. It was going like 70 miles an hour, it looked like. And some of these people flew like 50, 60 feet, and you just see them land on the ground, and they're just not alive. And kids, kids again. And there were 7 people killed in that thing. I don't know what's going on, but apparently we need to start banning cars, everybody. No, but it was one of the sickest things I've ever seen. But the thing is isn't that weird right there? Like, a car killed 7 people, but you're not going to hear people go, well, we need to ban cars because there could be a psycho driving down the street and running people over. Do you get it? Yeah, you're not going to hear that because they'll go, well, I drive too, so I forget it. It was sick, man. The car went flying through there, and it started rotating on its side a little bit, and it was going way faster than it should be. You can harm any without a gun. Yeah, it's true. Yeah. They should. Well, at least they should start banning Range Rovers, right? I mean, we need to. When you see the damage that one did, I mean, let's do that. I mean, why does anybody need a Range Rover, really? Can we just drive Volkswagen Bugs? That's the same argument, right? Like, why do you need an assault rifle, man? We could just use a pistol. I guess that's not a great analogy because rifles are for shooting things, right? It doesn't mean you got a rifle. A lot of people like to just do target practicing and shooting, but you have, a lot of people have them for protection, and again, for the, being well armed in case of there's groups out there that are formed for fighting back against a tyrannical government. I guess you could sort of say like Red Dawn, except those were actually attacking other countries that came in, which are tyrannical, right? Wasn't it, what was it in that movie? Wasn't it, well, it was actually Mexico and like Russia or something, right? Or was it, I can't remember. Yeah, Scouting Dude's awesome. I mean, he's been in battle. He sent me these really cool coins, had a really cool story. I'm going to send one of these. I still have that one. I'm still trying to figure out where to send it. I use the other one for my ball marker when I golf. It's in my pocket the whole time. And he's actually been injured in battle. I think it was, I can't remember if it was Afghanistan or Iraq now. My brain isn't. I've got COVID brain for sure at this point. No doubt about it. I don't know if I did tell you guys yesterday, if you're still here, listen to how crazy this is. So I told most of you, but a lot of you probably didn't hear it because I said it at an odd time. But I was testing myself because I had COVID, and I was testing myself like every day like a psycho. I wanted to see something better.
Cheers to Scout and Dude. God bless you, and thank you for your service.
And by the way, put out some positive vibes for Mag out there. She's dealing with the same thing, and it was like, it kind of lingers on some people for a while. So put out some positive vibes for Mag, one of our moderators. Let's see. Yeah, so I had these tests, and I'd write the date on there. It would say, I think I started with, so it should have been April 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. But I wrote 7/27, 7/28, 7/29, 7/30. Then my brain kicked back in, and it went 5/1, 5/2, and on the third I went 9/3. And they're all right in front of my face. I mean, I'm looking at them. I didn't even notice any of that stuff until like 2 days later. I was looking at it. What? 7/27, then a 5, and then a 9. It's like there was never a 4 in there. I never even... Unbelievable. Yeah. And then I was driving the other day, and I usually my autopilot kicks in, and I just kept driving somewhere, and after a while I went, where in the hell am I? Weird stuff. Oh, by the way, I bought one of those lavage. You know those things for your nose, the neti pot things? Remember those? Well, I bought this one. Oh, shit, who's in prison here? How do I turn that off? Oh, there it is. Oh, wait, I'm not even supposed to be in jail here. Yeah, the neti pot, but I bought one of those lavage things where it goes into both noses. You press a button, it goes, shoots up into your nose, and then it sucks out the water out of the other nose, and then puts it into another container. Yeah, the neti pot thing is sweet, but this thing is freaking amazing. It's like, but they have this little salt packet thing that you're supposed to put on it, and then when you press down, it puts this salt water, so you're supposed to use one every single time, so you have to keep buying these things. But I looked up how to hack that thing, because I don't want to do it. I don't mind putting my own salt mixture in with the distilled water. So what you do is you have to, you keep the same one that was in there before, the packet, because it has this other thing that gets compressed up above as it's being pushed down. And so what you do is when it's about halfway, you just press up there and you hear a click, then you shut it, and then boom, it works. So I've already hacked this thing. You guys want to see what it looks like? Come on, you want to see it. Man, I feel like I'm so close to the camera here. It's weird. Like just... How come it's so... Is that me now? I don't even know where I am. Is this it? There it is. No, see, that's not it. There we go. See, I think that's the better look right there. You guys want to see that thing, though? Now, see, I have my old background behind there. I think that's what the problem is. I'll show it to you, though. It's pretty crazy. Oh yeah, here it is, everybody. So check it out. And I'm not. I should be an ad for these guys right now, but I'm not. See this? I know it looks crazy, but you put the water up on the top, and then this stuff goes right up your nose like this, and there's a button on the side, and it goes, and then it puts all the crappy stuff on the lower part. Is that weird or what? I mean, it's insane, really. Well, I'm not doing a live demo, but it's pretty sweet how it just goes. Yeah, I'm not going to show you what came out of it. Yeah. Yeah, come on, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm telling you, you guys got to. Well, you don't have to get anything, but. It's pretty weird. You turn it on though, and it kind of then goes, and then the other side sort of sucks on your nose, and then it pulls out as the water shoots up into your sinuses. But if you haven't used just a regular neti pot, I would definitely recommend doing one of those. Those things they just totally clear out your nose. It's pretty amazing. I didn't realize that. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to this now. We did our little side thing, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. It doesn't feel that good, Zozo. So I wouldn't really refer to it like that. It's called a lavage, Lavage. I've been using the neti pot lately, and I thought, well, let me try this thing. Oh, cool! That's awesome. I'm glad I can make you laugh, Scouting Dude. Alright, let's see. Let's see, Allen. Allen, about 25 miles north of downtown Dallas, and with a population of about 105,000 residents among the Dallas-Fort Worth area diverse suburbs.
Gray, you make me laugh like I laugh with other vets, thanks.
Well, cool. Hey, let's see. Allen, about 25 miles north of downtown Dallas, with a population of about 105,000 residents, is among the Dallas-Fort Worth area's diverse suburbs. The area saw the largest Asian American growth rate of any major U.S. metro area according to U.S. Census figures. Those statistics show Allen's population is about 19% Asian, 10% black, 11% Hispanic. Allen also is connected to another of Texas' recent mass shootings. Patrick Crusius lived there in 2019 before he posted a racist screed online that warned of a Hispanic invasion and drove to El Paso, where he opened fire at a Walmart. Killing 23. Crusius, 24, pleaded guilty to federal hate crime and weapons charges in February. Mass killings have happened with staggering frequency in the United States this year, with an average of about one per week, according to a database. That's pretty wild there. But what's different in our society this year that's making this more prevalent? Is it the guns that people buy that are making it more prevalent, or is there an overarching feeling in society because of other things that have happened in the last 3 years? Anybody? Right. I wouldn't say, well, there's no difference in guns, so the guns are the same. It's like, what's wrong with these people all of a sudden? I think the COVID lockdowns and everybody just keeping everybody locked up and the school systems being shut down and all of those various things created a whole host of unintended consequences that we're now feeling the ramifications from. That's what I think. And that's the only common denominator is what was going on in those 3 years. Well, we had those lockdowns and just craziness. People weren't able to work, go to just lots and lots of things out there. And it created like a civil breakdown in society. That's why people are breaking into stores, living on the streets in tents. All of those things are because of our draconian measures after the COVID outbreak. If you look in some states that didn't do that, they're exactly the same as they were the entire time. Why is that? Yeah. Let's see. Especially the schools shutting down. That part's a joke. Jesus. There's no reason in hell for that. There was similar social unrest after the Spanish flu. Oh, really? Oh, interesting. Yeah, interesting there. All right, I don't have any more to offer on this thing. They think he's some neo-Nazi, right-wing radical, and if that is true, it's going to be absolutely discussed on every show and trying to have it affect the election coming up like it does every single time. It's crazy. Okay, but what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk about this Lauren Heike for a moment, because there was some information that came out on that. Remember the girl that was just from Arizona that was she worked on a golf course and other things, and she was killed. So it says right here, the Arizona woman who was allegedly murdered on a popular hiking trail by an ex-Marine fought him off and managed to run away before collapsing. See, isn't that sad? Like she was stabbed 15 times and literally like just kept fighting and fighting and fighting, even with mortal wounds, and actually got away from him through a barbed wire fence, and then but she ended up dying from the wounds that she got after fighting him off. I mean, what kind of a monster is this person? Now, Lauren Heike, 29-year-old skincare technician, fearlessly battled for her life when she was randomly attacked on April 28th by alleged killer Zion Teasley, Phoenix Homicide Lieutenant James Hester said at a press conference. I believe she fought him off and she was able to get away, but her injuries were too severe for her to continue. Her escape effort may have played a role in why it took more than 24 hours for her body to be found in the wooded area, he said. Hester said Heike likely didn't know Teasley, 22, a felon ex-Marine who was charged Thursday with her murder. Teasley is accused of stabbing Heike 15 times in the chest and back in a premeditated attack on the East Libby Street Trail in Phoenix. He was quickly located in an apartment not far from the scene. That's her right there. Yeah, note the low ears again. We keep talking about the low ears here. Police are still probing whether Heike was sexually assaulted, but Hester said he likely was not. Cops currently have no motive, he said. Earlier this week, Police released grainy footage of a person of interest wearing a backpack and fleeing an area. The trail sparked a manhunt. Someone recognized Teasley in the footage. Oh, so somebody just looked at that footage and said, oh, I know that person. That's crazy, too, given how grainy and dark it was and off color. Because, I mean, he definitely, remember how dark it looked in there? He's not that dark. During a court appearance Friday, prosecutors said Teasley was linked to the crime through DNA found on Heike's shoes, along with phone evidence. Wow, so on her shoes. So he may have made him bleed somehow. Or, I don't know, maybe there's seminal fluid or something. I mean, I don't really know what that is. In 2020, Teasley was convicted of armed robbery with a deadly weapon and disorderly conduct when released in November, according to prosecutors. Whether the court treated him fairly or unfairly, it's not for me to say, Hester said when asked about the conditions of his release. Well, see, that's one of the problems again. See, we've got these sort of, what do you call it, reimagining the police, and you have these attorneys, well, let's, he didn't really hurt anybody, so let's let him out, and then he goes out and he kills somebody. And it's not good. Law and order is not restored. It's shit in this country currently. All right, so that was it on that one. And then I'm going to just do one of my old cold case things that I do, so half of you will probably take off, but that's okay. I'm going to go over this case from 1949, Gene Spangler, who just sort of disappeared. And there's like a Kirk Douglas connection in there somewhere. It's pretty weird. You guys mind? I just want to get it. I just want to do it and get it done. Yeah, like it looks interesting to me, and it's I keep passing it on day to day to day through these folders, and now I just want to do it. All right. So while I'm doing that, if you still like to help support the channel, that'd be great. If not, well, I'm still doing the story anyways, okay? But tomorrow morning, I think I'm going to try to get up by, what time do you think I should do? Like 7:30-ish? You know, get ready to be my time, because 8:30 their time, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have the verdict watch. And while we're waiting, I'm going to play again some of the Jodi Arias Day 11 trial while we're just sitting there waiting. And then, let's see. I guess I should put I'll change the title a little bit. And then I'll have another window open so I can actually see what's going on and see if anybody shows up in the courtroom. And then boom, we'll switch right over to that. How does that sound? I knew it would sound awesome. Thank you, Frazzled Cat. Oh, and look at that. It's quietly frozen. Give me some juice. Excellent. Quietly frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna I gotta use the restroom really quick. So no, for juice, she said. All right, so I'm gonna be back in about less than 2 minutes. Alright. I'm back. Okay. So here we go. We're going back in time, all the way back to 1949, and we'll see what we can figure out here. Let me get to the right folder here, and it's in California, so we'll just shoot over there really fast. Don't know quite where yet or anything like that. Huh? What are you talking about, Cindy? I have no idea what you're saying. You're just... What did I miss? Was dead if I was murdered by someone who... Right. Okay, here we go. So, Gene Spangler. Says right up here, torn handbag. What the hell? What happened? Oh my god! Thank you, Tosh. Okay, so here it is. Torn handbag, clue to missing actress. So this is kind of how it, like, first one I could find right here, but it said, hunting new clues to vanished Jean Elizabeth Spangler, 27, actress, dancer. Police today searched the Griffith Park spot where her ripped handbag was found yesterday. Detective Emmy Tollock and William Brennan were searching the spot near the park. Let's see if that's still there. Like it's, so it's called Griffith Park. I wonder if that's it. Griffith Park, Crystal Springs Drive, Los Angeles. That's got to be it, right? This one right here. Griffith Park. There you go. Still. Yeah, and she went missing on the 7th. This is the 10th right here. Let's see, so Detective Emmy Tollock and William Brennan were searching the spot near the park's Ferndale entrance. Is that a road? Let's see, Ferndale. Oh, Fern Canyon, Fern. Yeah. Oh, Ferndale Nature Trail. Oh, okay. So down over here then. So I think this goes into the park, so it's more over on that side, I think. So over here. So there's the Ferndale, right there, Drive. So it could be, I guess if it's on Ferndale Drive and then it switches to a different place, Western Canyon Road over here. So it's somewhere right around in that area. Yeah, it's a pretty big park for just right in the middle of like Los Angeles there. Captain Harry Didion, head of detectives at the Wilshire Police Division, said about a half dozen phone calls have come in from persons who claim they have seen the actress missing since Friday night. But none of the calls so far has produced a good clue. S.S. Hahn, attorney for Miss Spangler, in a recent court battle with their ex over custody of their child. Oh boy. S.S. Hahn, attorney for Miss Spangler, in a recent court battle with her ex-husband over custody of their child, said he fears she met with foul play. Well, boy, I mean, how many stories have we heard just like that? The black cloth purse with both handles pulled loose from end of the frame was stuffed with cosmetics, hairpins, identification cards, an address book, and other items. An unsigned note in the purse, penciled in handwriting similar to Miss Spangler, added to the mystery. It read, "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see Dr. Blank. It will work best this way while Mother is away." So that sort of gives you an indication of like maybe an abortion or something, right? Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see Dr. So-and-so. It will work better this way while my mother is away, basically. Miss Edward Spangler, the missing woman's sister-in-law, said she never had heard Miss Spangler speak either of Kirk or the doctor named. So it was interesting that the name Kirk shows up here. Miss Spangler, former wife of Dexter Benner, plastic manufacturer, has been sharing here we go, we got the address here. Let's see, 6216 Colgate Avenue. And let's see how far away it is from here. Yeah, it's not really that far by the way it's moving. Maybe a few miles. So right here. And this is an apartment that she lived in. It got a little frozen up for a second. Every time I do this cut and paste thing in here, it does that. I'm not sure what's going on, but there we go. One more time. And then we'll take a look at it. Cool, Ada. Let's make sure that we can just get through it without having it be divulged in the chat. I just randomly stumbled upon it by going over a case. So I was looking. No, not a case. I was looking at that. Shit. What site was that again? Yeah, just let the story develop on the show, okay? Good. All right, great. Let's see. So, probably lives in one of these apartments right there. Looks like those have been around a long time. So, as a crow flies, it is 4.15 miles. Probably 5 or 6 driving. Okay. So that was the note, and it says Miss Spangler, 6216 Colgate Avenue, apartment with her mother, Miss Florence Spangler, and the sister-in-law. The mother is visiting relatives in Lexington, Kentucky. So her mother was going to be away, so that note makes sense, right? Miss Spangler left home about 5:30 p.m. Friday, supposedly for a job, and then telephoned about 2 hours later to inquire about her 5-year-old daughter, Christine. Christine pawn in the bitter court custody battle. Jean told me at this time that she wouldn't be home early, but would have to work the full 8 hours, said the sister-in-law. So I didn't worry until she didn't come home the next day. I stood it as long as I could and called police Saturday night. The missing woman has been playing movie and television bit roles. Hahn, who explained that under the custody settlement, Miss Spangler has to get his permission to leave the state, said he had been in touch with her frequently and that when he spoke to her a few days ago, she seemed to be perfectly normal. The lawyer said he today would ask Superior Judge Thomas Cunningham to appoint the missing dancer's mother guardian of her child. Yeah, it sort of has that feeling that and there she is again, missing actress. This one says, missing actress Jean Spangler may have been the 10th victim in a series of unsolved mutilation murders. I mean, it's total wild speculation because they don't have a body or anything. Have since murders here since the famed Black Dahlia case in January of 1947. The pretty 27-year-old model, television actress, and film bit player disappeared Friday. Police were checking a tip from a man friend who asked to remain unidentified that he saw the divorcee eating hot dogs with a clean-cut young man in front of a Vine Street market about 10:30 Friday night. And I bet that's not true. Hey, it's Cadillac. You almost knocked my head out. Thank you so much, Cadillac, and everybody else. Thank you very much for your generosity. I was like sitting here, bang! Police were checking a tip from a man friend who asked to remain unidentified. Missing Spangler introduced him to her companion. Oh, so even that close, so that sort of almost sounds legitimate. But he could not remember the man's name. Miss Spangler's disappearance was similar to that of Miss Mimi Boomhauer, wealthy widow who... Gotta go over to page 8 now. And then, there it is right there. No, that wasn't it. Where was the... Let me pan out. Yeah, look how many things they continue on here. This is crazy. Maybe if I just type in Spangler, is that gonna... Is this even page 8 though? Yeah, page 8. Let's see. Storm in the West, Herald, Personal. Oh, there it is right there. Vanished 2 months ago, so it's about the other woman who vanished 2 months ago. Both women purses were found with cryptic notes. A few days after their disappearance. That's interesting. The note found in the actress' purse read, "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see Dr. Scott." Now they got the name. "It will work best while mother's away." Friends and relatives could not identify Kirk or Dr. Scott, detectives said. Detectives said they feared the former Earl Carroll showgirl might have met a fate similar to that of Elizabeth the Black Dahlia Short. Thanks, Liam Colligan. Let's see. The 22-year-old New England beauty had been identified as the Black Dahlia because of her pitch black hair and fondness for dark clothes. Her body, found in a vacant lot, was horribly mutilated and bisected. The slaying touched off Los Angeles' greatest manhunt in recent years. I'm more interested in that one that had another note in the... that's pretty interesting. I mean, how many people put a note like that, a cryptic note, in a purse? Ria Mazzarone, thank you. Alright, there she is again. Let's see. And now we're on to the 12th here. Fearing another Black Dahlia slaying, police today launched an extensive search of Griffith Park's Fern Dell for the body of Gene Spangler film bit player. The 27-year-old beauty's purse, with handles ripped off one side, was found in Ferndale 36 hours after she disappeared. Thank you. Several hundred officers are participating in the hunt, including homicide men, so like homicide detectives, who entered the case yesterday. Investigators said they had little to go on in parallel with unsolved sex killings such as the Elizabeth Short Black Dahlia in January 1947. After Miss Short's nude, dissected body was found, someone mailed her purse to police. In the disappearance of Miss Mimi Boomhauer, Bel Air widow, last August, her purse was found at a market. No trace of her has been found. In Miss Spangler's purse was they found a cryptic note, apparently in her handwriting, stating, "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going." At least it's not the same as the W. Collier note. This actually makes sense, this one, right? "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see the blue flower pot by the door." What the heck? I'm just kidding. It doesn't say that. "Kirk, can't wait any longer. Going to see Dr. Scott. It will work best this way while Mother is away." None of Miss Spangler's friends knew a Kirk. Detective Lieutenant Harry Didier said the existence of the doctor had been confirmed, but his whereabouts is unknown. Actor Robert Cummings disclosed yesterday he saw the brunette on a movie set last Wednesday, and that she mentioned she had a new romance. Interesting. I asked her if it was serious, and she replied, "Not exactly, but I'm having the time of my life," Cummings told police. Cummings and others at the studio didn't know the identity of her new heartthrob. Miss Spangler worked at several studios as an extra. She had an extensive wardrobe and was working... Go to page 10. Now this one says column 3. So there it is right there. I can see it. She was working last week as a society woman in a nightclub scene at Columbia Studios. Let's see. I'm impressed that you guys remembered the blue flower pot by the door. Okay. Several persons, including a Sunset Strip nightclub owner, told officers they saw Miss Spangler at the cafe early Saturday with a clean-cut young man. Miss Spangler... Here, let me look something up really quick before we continue. So, okay, well. Let's see. The attendant, Art Rogers, told police a convertible carrying a man and a woman dressed like Miss Spangler pulled into the station early Saturday. The man ordered gas and said they were going to Fresno, California, Rogers said, while the girl shrank down in the right side of the seat. Just as they drove off, she suddenly cried, "Have the police follow this car." Really? The convertible sped off, and Rogers called police, but patrol cars were unable to pick up the trail. Al the Sheik Lazar Turban disc jockey who does tableside radio interviews from a Sunset Strip restaurant said Miss Spangler was in his place. See, I don't know. I think a lot of this stuff's just garbage. They're trying to get business, drum up business here or something. Arguing with two men, and Lazar said that they motioned him away from their table, indicating they did not want to appear on his show. Terry Taylor, proprietor of the cafe, said the beautiful divorcee was at a front table earlier with a clean-cut fellow about 30 to 35, which, A newsboy said he saw her outside the cafe. So maybe she was there, I guess. And then there's another article in... Oh, crap. I gotta sign on here. A second. In the Genealogy Bank newspaper website. It's just loading up at this point. Yeah, bit. Well, there could be guys that are bit actors too. I know what you're saying. I'm not sure why it's not loading up here, but I have other articles too. This is just one I threw in there for the 13th. I'll wait till it quits clocking up in the corner there. You can kind of see it up here. Yeah, clocking. Screw it. I'll move on to something else. So now on the 14th, a different article, I mean. So on the 14th, Jean Spangler seen in car, friends say. A 13-year-old schoolgirl said today that she saw missing showgirl Jean Spangler. Now it's a showgirl. Looking nervous and frightened in a car driven by a man yesterday. Really? Police baffled by the mystery since Miss Spangler disappeared Friday were tracking down that and similar rumors from the San Fernando Valley to Monterey. The girl who turned in the report was Shirley Ann Morse, a personal friend of Miss Spangler. She said she was on a school bus yesterday morning in North Hollywood district when a big sedan drove alongside. I could see Jean plainly inside and I recognized her positively, the girl said. She was nervous and frightened looking. The man driving the car seemed to be older. Yeah. I mean, it's so weird. These people are so certain, you know? Jean Spangler, Los Angeles, October 15th. Men, friends of glamorous Jean Spangler, 27, were questioned. So it was, let's see. So men, friends of glamorous Jean Spangler, 27, were questioned quietly today by officers. We wouldn't want to make them look bad, so let's, shh. By officers as 60 horsemen of the police reserves prepared to search sprawling Griffith Park for a clue in the mysterious disappearance of the actress. The fun-loving girl who dropped out of sight October 1st had a host of friends and acquaintances. Many of her friends were questioned by police, and some expressed the belief Miss Spangler, a divorcee, had a secret romance with Detective Sergeant William Brennan. Let me read that again. Expressed the belief that Miss Spangler, a divorcee, had a secret romance, Detective Sergeant William Brennan said. Didn't want to start a whole nother conspiracy theory there. You know how it goes. Spangler hunt in park fails to yield clues. Now we're on to the 17th here. A posse of more than 200 wary men and women last night concluded an unsuccessful all-day search of steep Griffith Park hillsides for traces of actress Jean Spangler, missing from her home at 6216 Colgate Avenue, for 10 days. Lieutenant George Banta of the Wilshire Detective Bureau, who was in charge of the search detail, composed of police reserves, a foot and mounted posse reserves from the Venice and Valley divisions, brought a halt to the hunt when a train began following. When rain the blue lines covering the word. When rain began falling in the late afternoon. He said nothing of value had been found to aid police in their efforts to unravel the mysterious disappearance. The search headquarters was can't read, there's a little letter there, a parking area near Gate 2 on Ferndale Drive, at the spot where a gardener found Miss Spangler's torn black purse Sunday, October 9th, 34 hours after she made her last telephone call to her home. From there, they fanned out in all directions, some following canyon trails and others making the descent of steep slopes leading to the lofty observatory. One searcher had his black dachshund Fritz with him, and another had his 5-year-old Springer Spaniel. A third had Taffy, a blonde Cocker Spaniel. I mean, the details they put in these articles. It was Taffy's discovery that caused the first excitement of the day, for Taffy found a shallow hole in which were old clothes. Who would do that, though? But they were not feminine attire. They were jail denims. Ooh, so that was somebody who escaped jail and then buried the clothing. Now you want to know what the hell case that was, right? Other searchers later found feminine underwear in several locations. It's weird how they just sort of just absolutely glossed right over that. Like, hey, yeah, they found jail denims in a hole. Nothing to see here. Now let's keep moving. Man, that's a crazy story in itself. Other searchers later found feminine underwear in several locations, each garment knotted in such a way that officers believed it had been discarded by the same person. It was not given any significance in the case at hand. Other searchers later found feminine underwear in several locations, each garment knotted in such a way. Wow. Maybe those are trophies items from another killer. Who the hell knows? Another searcher found a bedroll and a pair of boys' trousers, which some youthful Marco Polo had left when he abandoned his adventure. A few forward-looking searchers had made preparations for that eventuality. They brought lunches from home, but by 9:30 a.m., when the brush beating was barely beginning, most of the knapsacking already had been raided. So that means they already eaten their lunch before they... God, that's crazy. Who cares? Miss Spangler left her Park La Brea apartment at 5:30 p.m. on October 7th. Winking as she spoke, she told her 5-year-old daughter, Christine, and her sister-in-law, Miss Edward Spangler, that she was going to work. She called back about 2 hours later and has not been heard from since. So it's interesting, the sister-in-law must be then the sister of the husband who's trying to get custody. And, you sort of wonder, is there any kind of loyalty there where she could be aiding in something, right? Let's see. Detectives William Brennan and M.E. Tollock have since that date interviewed scores of film players and nightclub habitus, I've never used that word in my life, who were acquainted with the statuesque 27-year-old brunette. They say they have found nothing to work on so far. One of the mysteries in the identity of the two mentioned in a note found in Miss Spangler's purse. The unsigned message was addressed to Kirk, and a Dr. Scott was mentioned in the text. The actress' mother, Miss Florence Spangler, said that she had had heard her daughter speak of Kirk over the sets, but was unable to add further information. Okay, now that's her husband right there. Husband of Gene Spangler, missing Hollywood actress Dexter Benner. Hollywood actress left. Oh, so there's another person. That's his name, Dexter Benner. Seeks custody of their 5-year-old daughter. Well, if his last name is Benner, then why was his sister's last name the same as his wife, but she's a sister-in-law? I don't get it. So he seeks custody of their 5-year-old daughter. So isn't that just exactly what you would think? With his attorney, Albert Pearson, Benner is shown presenting his unusual request to Deputy County Clerk Anna Rose Borland of Los Angeles. Miss Spangler disappeared a week ago, and police fear she has met with foul play. Okay. Let's see. I gotta look something up really quick though. Oops, that's not what I was gonna do. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think I missed this one. This is one I was supposed to show you right here. So this is on the 13th of October. And I think that's the article that wouldn't open. But here we go, look at that. Film star Kirk Douglas questioned by mystery of missing actress. So remember how the note says Kirk on it? And guess what? I was looking up on the side. Kirk Douglas, at that time, in 1949, would be 33 years old. Right inside of the 30 to 35 years old that they mentioned earlier. Is that crazy? So it says, screen star Kirk Douglas, questioned in the mysterious disappearance of film actress Gene Spangler, admitted to police today that he knew the missing beauty, but said he never had dated her. What? That's crazy. Whoa! Cadillac. Thank you. Oh, the Kraken. Awesome. Well, good luck, the Kraken. What's going on? Hold on. That was our neighbor. I think Cindy's already sleuthed it all out. No, did you hear that? Tell me that. Yeah, he brought over some wings. I already ate one. It was so. He goes, "You gotta try these. You gotta try these." I was like, "Oh shit, okay." Pretty loud knock though. All right. Anyways, So remember how she had the note that said Kirk, like she's going to go see a doctor. It's better to do it when my mom's not around. So here we got this guy named Kirk Douglas right here. Douglas changed an earlier story in which he told police that he never had met the attractive girl. So it's already getting kind of weird. Screen star Kirk Douglas questioned in the mysterious disappearance of film actress Jean Spangler admitted to police today he knew the missing beauty, but said he never had dated her. Douglas changed an earlier story, so now you wonder, okay, well, you lied originally, now it's, well, I knew her, but we didn't date, but then, okay. Wouldn't that be somebody that, you know, an actor that famous would be the, oh my God, this is incredible. That sounds like that's who she's talking about, doesn't it? And then we got that note in there. Yeah, I think there's a chance that he had something, you know, like that there's more to this story just from that angle right there. Douglas changed an earlier story in which he told police that he never had met the attractive girl. Notice again, the attractive girl. The actor issued the following statement through his attorney, Gary Rosenthal. Mr. Douglas didn't remember the girl, but when he talked with people who worked with him on the picture, young man with a horn, that's the name of the movie, they recalled to him that she was a girl who wore a certain type of dress. Then he remembered her, and the fact he had kidded around with her a little on the set as he had come up with numerous other extras, as he had done with numerous other extras. However, he didn't even know the girl's name and never went out with her or saw her except on the set. Detective Chief Thad Brown had pointed out to the actor that the girl, missing for 4 days and feared the victim of foul play, had appeared with him in his latest movie. Douglas rocketed to stardom as the love 'em and leave 'em boxer and champion. He interrupted a Palm Spring vacation to return to Hollywood for the police questioning. He's so put upon. Other witnesses told police that Douglas and Miss Spangler were very friendly on the set. See, here we go. So other witnesses told police that Douglas and Miss Spangler were very friendly on the set during production of the picture. Nancy Chaplin, a vivacious raven-haired dancer, told Chief Brown, Mr. Douglas has always, Mr. Douglas, as always, was very courteous to all the extra players. I frequently saw him and Jean talking and laughing together on the set. And now he says he doesn't even remember? Oh, well, Jesus. Meanwhile, police combed the ravines and canyons of Griffith Park for the body of the missing woman in the belief that she was the victim of a mad butcher slayer. The fun-loving film and television beauty dropped from sight shortly after midnight last Friday. 2 days after the disappearance, Jean's torn purse was found at the Ferndale entrance of Griffith Park. A cryptic note in the purse made a reference to Dr. Scott and Kirk. The brief note read, Kirk can't wait any longer. Kirk can't wait any longer. I'm going to see Dr. Scott. It will work best this way while Mother's away. So what if she was pregnant or something and was going to, I don't know, abortions weren't really, well, they weren't legal back then, so. A systemic questioning has begun of the 9 Dr. Scotts listed in the Hollywood telephone directory. The film actress' worried mother, Miss Florence Spangler, returned home from Lexington, Kentucky. She told police, something terrible must have happened to my little girl. Miss Spangler, the mother of a 5-year-old daughter, appeared as a dancer in a number of Hollywood films. You know, when I looked this up earlier, there was a part where I read where he said, "Oh, I was aware she thought we were dating." I mean, let me see if I can find it. 13. He barely met Spangler. Kirk Douglas. Is there any other date here? See, they're all the 13th. Let me try that one file one last time. See if it opens this time. Ooh, there we go. Kirk Douglas, movie actor, questioned by police today about the disappearance of Gene Spangler. It says gay film extra said, "I wish I could help, but I didn't even know the girl by name. Police have been trying to learn who Miss Spangler, 27, knew by the name of Kirk. The name was on a note in her purse." And he's an actor, so he can make anything you ask him, he could sound totally... "I told Detective Chief Thad Brown that I didn't remember the girl or the name until a friend recalled she worked as an extra. Then I recalled that she was a tall girl in a green dress, and that I talked and kidded with her a bit on the set, as I have done with many other people. But I never saw her before or after that, and never have been out with her." Chief Brown said he questioned Douglas by telephone and was satisfied with his explanation of his acquaintance with Miss Spangler. Meanwhile, investigators sifted the ashes. So I saw another one where he talked about how he remembers that he's aware that she thought that they dated, or said that they dated. You know, that's weird too, because that's not mentioned in any of these. That's her mother right there. Okay. All right, now we're just going to move forward. This is a 1950 article, April 5th, 1950, so basically 6 months later. Christine Benner, 6-year-old daughter of missing actress Gene Spangler, had a private conversation with Superior Judge Elmer D. Doyle. So this little girl right here, that's their 5-year-old daughter at the time, met with the judge over here. Judge Doyle gave her a candy bar, and they went into chambers to talk things over so that he could decide whether the little girl... I mean, the better odds is the husband, but it's just so interesting the name Kirk is there. That could have been what the husband did because he saw them, he was stalking and saw that, so wrote that in there or something. I mean, who the hell... Well, it was her writing, though, right? Judge Doyle gave her a candy bar, and they went into the chambers to talk things over so that he could decide whether the little girl is in good hands with her father, Dexter Benner. "She's one of the smartest children of her age I've ever seen," Judge Doyle said, as a small girl ran to her father after their talk. "I want the grandmother, Mrs. Florence Spangler, to come here tomorrow, and I believe we can work out an arrangement for the best interest of this child." Benner had charged that Mrs. Spangler upset and confused his daughter by mentioning her real mother, who disappeared 7 months ago. He asked that Miss Spangler semi-monthly visitation rights be terminated. So he's trying to get it so the grandmother can't see. See, whenever you see something like that, that's when you start thinking that that person is more of a suspect. In most cases where the parents are divorced, children are likely to become confused, the judge continued. This child is more confused because in addition to the parents' divorce, there is the disappearance of the mother. Judge Doyle reported that in talking with Christine, he was able to ascertain she receives good care from the present Mrs. Benner, And he said that bad ideas had come not from the stepmother, but from the little girl's playmates. He asked Brenner to return at 9:15 a.m. today for a chambered conference with Miss Spangler, his former wife's mother. Since they all love Christine, I think we can work out the problems without the attorneys, the judge added. At least we can try. I want to say I'd like to have that baby myself. The child with blonde, wavy hair and an engaging manner has been subject of custody quarrels most of her life. When the parents were divorced 4 years ago, the father took her. 2 years ago, after a long court battle, the mother, Jean Spangler, was awarded the right to care for her. Christine was spending the weekend with her father when her mother vanished. Really? I mean, that's even more suspicious. October 6th. Since then, the actress has been... I'd like to know if there was there ever a babysitter at the father's house that night where he went and did something else. Since then, the actress has been reportedly seen in various sections of the country, but has not yet been found. No, that's bullshit. Alright, and then, let's see. Got this 1952 one here. And this is the last one that I have, so who knows what. Daughter to note, 3rd year of actress disappearance. So this is that same little... Must be 8 at this time. 2 days from today, on Tuesday, an 8-year-old Los Angeles girl will observe a solemn and terrible anniversary. It is an anniversary that extensively delineated, yet not even partially explained in a voluminous file of the Los Angeles police. The child is Christine Benner, daughter of a plastic manufacturer. The anniversary is the 3rd of the disappearance of her mother, television actress Jean Spangler. For on October 7, 1949, the 26-year-old, dark-haired, blue-eyed actress walked calmly from her Hollywood home with a mischievous wink at her sister-in-law and strode quickly into oblivion. The details which led up to the disappearance, while bordering on the sensational, were at the same time very close to prose. I can't really see the writing because of my highlighter. Jean Spangler was not a star, but she was young and possessed beauty, talent, and an engaging personality. Tall, slender, and well-formed, she had been a showgirl before she obtained acting parts in television. She was known among show folks as a girl who liked a good time and who had wide circle of friends and acquaintances, and everyone had a good word for Jean. But she had another side to her personality, that of a devoted mother to little Christine, whose custody she obtained when in 1946 she was divorced from Dexter Benner. She and the child lived in the home of Jean's mother, Mrs. Florence Spangler, at 6216 Colgate Avenue. That's that apartment. Late in September, however, the actress's mother had gone to Lexington, Kentucky, to the home of a son for a visit. So don't you think it's interesting that, like, right when these things happen, that her mother's gone, the child's with her father, and then somehow, and there's a huge custody battle going on, and then somehow she just disappears off the face of the earth during that really convenient time. Late in September, however, the actress' mother had gone to Lexington, Kentucky to a home of a son for a visit. I told Jean before I left that I shouldn't go, that I had a premonition something would happen. Miss Spangler sobbed, maybe later, but she added, "Now, Mother, I'm a big girl now, and I can take care of myself. How I wish I had never made that trip." But make the trip she did, and her daughter-in-law, Mrs. Sophie Spangler, stayed at the Colgate Avenue address with Jean and little Christine. Miss Sophie Spangler told police that the last she saw of her sister-in-law, Jean, was on the afternoon of October 7th when the actress left the house saying she was supposed to meet her ex-husband. Oh. Well, that's a little weird. That's something new. She was supposed to meet her ex-husband to discuss the increase in the amount of support she was receiving. Oh, God. Now we've even arrived on the exact thing that I say is this huge issue out there. Man, I think that the police probably dropped the ball back then. This is crazy. When the actress left the house saying she was supposed to meet her ex-husband to discuss an increase in the amount of support. As the actress left the house, Miss Sophie Spangler said she turned at the door, crossed her fingers, and winked and said, "Well, wish me luck." Then she left for her unknown destination. So let me read that again. Miss Sophie Spangler told police that the last she saw of her sister-in-law, so that's the sister of this guy. Oh yeah, maybe she got married too. Jean was on the afternoon of October 7th when the actress left the house saying she was supposed to meet. So, hey, I gotta go. I gotta meet your brother, basically, for a try to get an increase in child support. But then when she left, she said, "Wish me luck," and then she left for an unknown destination. Well, what do you mean unknown when a minute ago you just said the destination was to meet the ex-husband? Dexter Benner, interviewed by police after the disappearance, denied that he had an appointment with his ex-wife. He said he was at his home all that evening, and his present wife, Miss Lynn Benner, corroborated his statement. Oh, God, this is nuts. So Dexter Benner, the ex-husband, interviewed by police after the disappearance, denied that he had an appointment with his ex-wife. He said he was at home all that evening, and his present wife, Miss Lynn Benner, corroborated. Oh, God. I mean, you don't think she's just going to make something up for him? And she doesn't want to have her income taken away, too. Oh, yeah. So, of course, she's this alibi. Detectives were able to trace Jean Spangler's movement, but a few hundred feet from her house. Let's see. They learned that she had walked to a market nearby at West 3rd Street and Fairfax. Well, let's see where that is. Third and Fairfax. Oh yeah, that's right there. So this is where she lived, and then there's a market right here. She had walked to a market nearby at West 3rd Street and Fairfax Avenue. Ray Miller, 561 North Arden Avenue, proprietor of a key shop in the market, said he had talked with the actress at about 5:30 that afternoon and that they had discussed her plans to purchase a handbag for her little girl. She seemed cheerful and in good spirits. So, doesn't that make sense, everybody? She's buying a handbag because guess where she's heading? Well, she's heading over to talk with her ex-husband who has the child that weekend. So wouldn't the mother want to show up with a gift? See? Oh, man, that makes so much sense to me. And they discussed her plans to purchase a handbag for her little girl. She seemed cheerful and in good spirits. So maybe it was future plans, but anyways, she was there, right? Lillian Marks, cashier at a grocery still in the large market, said she had seen Jean, whom she knew as an occasional customer walking in the market at nearly 6 p.m. Miss Marks said she gained the impression that the actress was waiting to meet someone, but added that she saw no one approach Miss Spangler. There the trail of Jean Spangler ended as surely as though she had walked out of this world. Jean Spangler did not return home that night, nor did she on the succeeding night forever, really. I mean, at 10:50 p.m. on October 8, 1949, the sister-in-law, Miss Sophie Spangler, went to Wilshire Police Station and made out a missing person report on the actress. That was the following day, I think. No one there was particularly impressed in a city where overnight absences are many and frequent. The missing persons report was handled as a matter of routine, as it actually was at that time. So just kind of like, okay, great. But the dawn of the next day brought a new light to the affair and a flurry of activity in law enforcement agencies throughout Los Angeles and the state, probably the purse. At 7 a.m. on Sunday, October 9th, 1949, Henry Anger, a city employee at Griffith Park, was making his morning rounds when he spied an object on the ground near Ferndale entrance to the park. He approached and saw that it was a woman's handbag, that straps of which had been torn. He opened the bag, and what he saw touched off one of the most intensive police searches in recent years. It was Jean Spangler's handbag. It contained, in addition to the items most women carry, her driver's license, her Screen Actors Guild card, or Screen Extra Guild card, and other positive identification. It also contained a note written in a shaky, hurried hand, which positively identified as the handwriting of Jean Spangler. So maybe somebody forced her to write that. Her mother, who rushed from Kentucky on the earliest train, recognized her daughter's writing, and the proof was made official, where Don Meyer, handwriting expert of Los Angeles Police Crime Lab, compared it with known samples of the actress' handwriting and declared them identical. The note read, "Kirk, can't wait any longer, going to see Dr. Scott. It will work best this way while Mother is away." It's almost like a rhyme. The note ended with a comma and was unsigned. Weird. The finding of the purse began a series of interviews by a squad of detectives headed by Captain Harry Didion, and the number of interviews grew rapidly as each interview disclosed more persons in an ever-widening field of acquaintances of Jean Spangler. It led detectives into Hollywood movie studios to interview stars and bit players, to nightclubs to interview waitresses, bartenders, and patrons, to businesses and neighborhoods where Jean Spangler was known. The sheaf of interviews swelled larger and larger as investigators explored the backgrounds of the actress. The background they found, but the whereabouts of the missing actress remained as murky a mystery as it was on the evening of her disappearance. Connecting the note with a possible clue to the disappearance, detectives said they were told by several friends of missing women that Jean Spangler had been an expectant mother. Oh boy. Well, here we go. That was a real thing then. She was an expectant mother. They extended their investigation into the field of medicine, but were unable to locate any physician who had treated the woman in recent months. So she might have went to go get an abortion. And wouldn't that be interesting, because Kirk was the name that was on there. They checked reports that, what's weird is the ex-husband seems most likely. They checked reports that included the names of at least 2 prominent male movie stars as probable suitors of Gene Spangler, but received only denials in response to their pointed questions. They questioned a prominent educator, a wealthy nightclub owner, and a rich playboy, all of whose names had at one time or another in their investigation been linked with just by looking at it, Zozo, by the missing actress, but still with no results. Meanwhile, other close friends of the actress and the mother herself denied and discounted the pregnancy report. Meanwhile, other close friends... That's interesting. So why did some say she was pregnant and others not? Maybe she didn't tell everybody. The persons interviewed admitted they knew Gene Spangler, but that was as far as it went. Let me read that part again. Meanwhile, other close friends of the actress and her mother herself denied and discounted the pregnancy report. The persons interviewed admitted they knew Gene Spangler, but that was as far as it went. The only thing we've been able to find out, one detective said tiredly, is that this girl really got around. Now they're trashing her, right? As the missing woman's picture was circulated through newspaper accounts and television programs, police began receiving reports that Gene Spangler had been seen. They came from many locations, and officers were sent to check out each report. None, it turned out, brought concrete results. Several reports linked the actress' name with David Little Ogle, a Mickey Cohen henchman who disappeared while under bond waiting trial on conspiracy charges. Gene Spangler was reportedly having been seen with Ogle in Palm Springs a few days before she disappeared, according to the U.S. Sheriff's Office, and another report was that she had been seen with Ogle and Frank Nicoli, another Cohen associate with whom Ogle disappeared in El Paso, Texas. Still another report, somewhat later than the 2 previous ones, was the actress was seen near Fresno and in Yosemite National Park in the company with Ogle. The first 2 reports were unverifiable. Officers reported Detective Sergeant Ed Jokish went to Fresno and Yosemite to check on the third, but was unable to reach a conclusion that the persons seen there were actually Ogle and Miss Spangler. In police files, at least one person, a friend of the actress, reported that she had been acquainted with Mike Howard, another Mickey Cohen pal. But in checking the long list of the woman's reported acquaintances, including underworld characters, members of the Cafe Society, actors, and society figures, detectives invariably bumped into a wall of mist that cloaked the whereabouts of Gene Spangler after October 7, 1949. The police file on the Spangler case is still officially open. The thing that makes the most sense is that her ex-husband didn't want to pay the extra child support and wanted full custody, didn't even want to pay child support, and it's just merely been covered up by his wife. That, he was here the whole time, because she's part of it. Like, she doesn't want that. That's the only thing that makes just complete sense right there. Now, the note part is sort of like, was she forced to write that? Maybe the husband heard about Kirk, or like, hey, and just had her write something. I don't know. The police file on the Spangler case is still officially open, but no new leads have been received in several months, and they are dwindling to more and more infrequent intervals. Occasionally, there is a bit in a newspaper account, as on, let's say, September 24th, when Benner appeared in court to request that the visits of Miss Florence Spangler to his daughter be curtailed. Benner asked complete custody of the child and that the visitation rights of the grandmother one day each month be set aside. So the ex-husband is now trying to make it so even her grandmother can't see. So that to me is another red flag there, you know. And that the visitation rights of the grandmother one day each month be set aside. The case was taken under submission by the District Court of Appeals. As for Miss Spangler, she has just been about given up hope that her daughter may be found. I know, she said, that Jean would never have left willingly. She loved her home and her baby too much to ever do that. But she adds wistfully, I just don't feel that she is alive anymore. Somehow, I have lost the feeling that she is alive. Pretty crazy, don't you think? Well, that's it, you guys. I mean, that's one of those wild stories where somebody just disappears. You know, just walking around, boom. Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier, Zozo, that maybe somebody helped him write forced her to write the note. But the note, all it says is, Kirk, I'm going to go to the doctor. I mean, I don't know why, if it's the ex-husband, what the purpose of the note was. Yes, I did say who it was, Ada. You just didn't watch the show, Ada. My God. I brought up Kirk Douglas. We read a whole article, and maybe even two on him. Kirk Douglas says, he first said, I did. Is that a question or what? So anyways, when he met Kirk Douglas, she said, first he said, oh, I don't even know who that is. Then later he goes, oh yeah, I remember who that is. Yeah. You must have went to the bathroom or something, Ada, right during that. Maybe you made up one of your smoothies. Yeah. Come on, Ada. Jesus. Man, you're starting to remind me of somebody else now. Let's see. Okay, but anyways, to me it seems most likely that the ex-husband, they had a bitter custody battle going, and the daughter was with him that night. I mean, how convenient is that? See, here's the thing, everybody. If you were going to try to get away with it, wouldn't you would make sure that the daughter was at your house, because if you went there and attacked, what would the daughter say? Hey, the husband showed up. So what you do is you have the mom's out of town, one. Guess who the only other person at the house is? His sister, another ally, right? Then the daughter is over at his house, where he has his wife as the alibi, and Miss Spangler is trying to get more money from him. Something he probably didn't like. Now it's more money. So I think that's it. Right, I'm sure. Yeah, Kurt did it. Yeah. I agree. Peter says, I agree. Yeah, you know what? It could be whatever you're saying, but I'm telling you right now what the most likely scenario is, what I just told you. That person had a motive. Now, if she really was pregnant, there could be another motive there, right? Could be another one. I'm just saying what I just told you, listen, if you're going to plan to kill, in this case, let's say he was planning to kill his ex-wife, would you do it on a day that the daughter is with your ex-wife? Go over to the house. Oh, Daddy came by. Oh, you're done. No, you would do it on a day where the daughter was already at your house and you leave to meet her somewhere. Then you would also might do it when the mother of the that she's living with is out of town too, leaving just your own sister there and your wife at the house that you're at now to provide an alibi. Okay, it's such a classic, perfectly set up story where he wins. That's it. The Kirk Douglas part is interesting, and it makes it sensationalistic, and it's interesting that the notes said Kirk and all that shit, but man, to me, it just seems really clear, and it's almost bizarre that you could say, oh, the wife provided an alibi. The new wife. Really? So, yeah, to me, it's just, I don't know. I feel really certain. I mean, I would say that's like 90% odds that is what happened. The Kirk Douglas thing, 2%. Right, Peter? Jesus. All right. All right. Well, hey, what's going on, everybody? Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to put myself in prison there. Hey, Blue, what are you doing? What are you doing? Yeah, I know, Peter. I know you want it to be Kirk Douglas because it makes the story more interesting. Right? It was interesting that he didn't tell the truth originally. I'm going with all that stuff too. He was interesting for a little bit, but when you put all the pieces together, what a perfect setup for that ex-husband to do that. Perfect. On just the random day that the daughter's with him, already at his house where his new wife is taking care of him while he leaves, but merely later, maybe even waits. So what time of day was it? So I don't know. It'd be interesting if they asked the girl, hey, was your dad there all day long? Because this is in the evening, right? So maybe the daughter was already asleep, and while the new mother was with her, where the husband went to go meet. I'm not sure if that's making sense, but Jean Spangler, the mother, leaves and is supposed to meet this person, but it seemed like it was kind of early, like it was 6 or so. So I'm not sure how you hide the fact that he left. I mean, you could say anything. Oh, he's outside doing things, or I don't know. No, they never found the body. They found the purse torn. Yeah, Kirk lived a long time, didn't he? He was born in 1916, so if he died in 2020, that would make him, 100. Wait, he was 104? Are you sure about that? Yeah, Jesus, he was 104 years old. That is insane. Isn't that crazy? When he died, that means he was still alive during World War I. He was born. That is insane. So when he just died 3 years ago, he was still alive. I said that, Cindy. I said that. Why do you always type in exactly the same word that I just said? It's like I say something and then you type it in. Yeah. So anyway, it was 104, and what's crazy about that is it makes it like he was alive just 3 years ago during World War I. That is ridiculous. Yeah, I kind of remember him now. So old. I was in the showers. Why? Are they still alive, the ex-husband and wife? Yeah, they easily could be, but they'd be pretty old too. I mean, they'd be... Well, no, that couldn't easily be. They'd be 90-something. I mean, whatever the age Kirk Douglas is, that's pretty much their age. They'd be like 97 or so, right? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, it's like Danielle. Any word that you say that's an object, she types in an emoji. Wow, I was walking down the street and walked right by a... Well, it looked like it was a horse. Just like that. Looked like it was a horse. Oh, and then I went to a merry-go-round. Those things are really crazy with the carousel there. I don't think they have the right guy in there. Did you send me any of those? I think the guy that I showed you looks very close to what you would think he would look like. Doesn't look like it, so didn't send me any. Anyways, the one that I sent you earlier that's in the for the Megazoids, don't you think that looks very close to what the guy would look like? Hair, the points on his hair, the upper lip, the nose is similar. Whoa! Thank you, Quietly Frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Your Gypsy on PayPal there. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've seen that one. I don't think that's him. He's 35, the guy that everyone keeps putting that picture out of. I don't think that's him at all. Earrings and everything. Yeah, I'm not even going to show that guy. Look at his haircut. See how it doesn't have the points on the hair, just like the one that I sent? I'm just not going to do it. And the other guy, I don't think he's him either. Yeah, I've seen all those. I think the one that I sent you looks just like how he might look. But you never know. Okay, I guess we'll find out at some later time. But if you're a Megazoid and you can see it, then I think that's it. Yeah, this guy that you gave me a minute ago, I think he's 35 years old. Oh, yeah? Well, I think you can do like 35 or something and get the avocado, I think. You know, there's a range there. Let me go look really quick. Hold on a second. Thanks, keeping it real. Hey, you still out there, Ada? I appreciate you not jumping in with the story, because, I mean, I knew that the Kirk Douglas part would be the... I kind of gave it away prior anyways, so... I didn't know how it was going to turn out, though.
This is a test super chat alert for $84.
Let's see. Here, I'll do one for you. Here we go. That's yours. Boom. There you go. I did a test one for you.
This is a test super chat alert for $30.
Yeah, so it's $30 to $49.99 is the avocado. There you go. I just was looking at how the setup there. So, anyways, I think that is going to do it. It's a little shorter, but I also did 4 hours today sitting around on another show, and then tomorrow I'm going to get up early to do the jury watch for the Letitia Stout case, and at the same time be playing day 11 of Jodi Arias, and then after the verdict, I guess we could just finish playing that. I guess don't need to sit around and talk about it for hours. I mean, yeah, she's guilty, yay! A little bit nervous that they went into the weekend, but I think it could be something like they all voted guilty, but said, given the magnitude of this case, why don't we take the weekend, and if we still feel the same when we get back, let's go with that. I mean, hopefully that's what they did. If there's actually some idiot on that jury who literally thinks that Letitia had all these other personalities, wow. Man, we're in a bad place, if that's true. Thank you, American lady.
Great and interesting case. Blast from the past. Puppy cam makes me feel better. So great.
Yeah. I'm not sure why it's so dark over there, but anyways, did you guys think that was pretty interesting? Anyways, that story? If I was going to order it, I'd say the husband, then second would be maybe some weird Kirk Douglas affiliation somehow, but that's way less odds. And then something else after that. Oh, you think it's something like that? Get dressed up for the verdict? I don't know. I don't think that would confuse anybody, this account. Dr. Lewis's testimony was laughable and idiotic and wouldn't have confused a soul. You'd listen to it and go, God, this is ludicrous. I know. I totally agree with that, Zozo. I mean, if you're out there and you're like, oh, I don't know, man, I'm sort of buying into this, you are not a peer of mine, and you're not a peer of a soul that's in society. Well, I guess there's other people like you too. It just means you're dumb. There's not a chance in hell anybody could buy anything about the multiple personality disorder. I just don't see it at all. It's not even, and we saw the whole trial just like they did. There's nothing different. In fact, we saw more. We saw the chattering going on the side. But everything that they saw, there's nothing that indicate that she has an alternate personality or of any kind whatsoever. Nothing. Not one soul has ever seen one of her other personalities in her entire life, except when she just mentioned, oh, I've got these. Just trust me on them. I've got like 9 of them. They never present themselves to anybody else, but just believe me that they exist. Yeah, they're unpredictable because they're stupid people in society, okay? And that is the truth, whether you want to believe it or not. I know this sounds mean when I say it. Oh, Gray, that's mean. There aren't stupid people. There's just stupid. Look it is stupid, all right? Oh, by the way, I was going to say, Danielle got me this. She actually sent me this little, what is it? A Zen garden, like with sand and stuff. So I gotta put it together. Hopefully, I think it's trying to mellow me out or something. I don't know if it'll work, but the thing is our society has in it people that are really gullible, just sort of. I don't know how to explain it. And they shouldn't be anywhere near a jury, those people. Okay? I don't know how to fix that problem, but when was the last time any of you went to serve on a jury and you're sitting around in that big room with all these people standing around? Have you ever looked around at some of these people? Did you ever consider them to be your peers? Like, oh wow, yeah, I could really, we're definitely the same. Yeah, you're definitely. I mean, look, first of all, if you can't get out of jury service, you've already got a little bit of a. Yeah, I mean, I've only had to get out of it when I actually have something to be doing, you know. But man, are you kidding me? These people that just sit there, I mean, they show up with sweatpants on, you know, eating popcorn with butter on it, wiping it on the chairs. And, you know, I'm sitting there with a suit on because I'm thinking, man, you got to respect this place. And, you know what's sad is when I remember doing that and they went up, they actually said, hey, thank you for how you dressed today. Nobody does that. So maybe I was the dumb one, but man, I just felt like, man, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing? Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, isn't it kind of random when you get chosen? Oh wait, you have to be the voir dire part, right? Where they ask you questions. Did you make it that far, quietly frozen? Yeah, maybe they should do an IQ test just prior to entering. And if you can't get, let's say, above like 110 or something, 115, you can't get in there. What do you mean you're not dressing up? Well, I mean, just wear something better than sweatpants, for God's sakes. I was thinking of wearing a sumo outfit next time I go in there. You know, just kind of waddle through the door. And I don't even need a chair. I just sort of fall on the ground and roll around on the carpet in front of everybody else for an hour and a half. I think that'd be kind of fun. Yeah. See, the American lady actually visualized what I just said and realized the humor value of it. Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, I think that's going to do it. Let me get through. I lost that page. Can you just see it, though? Think about it, right? The little sumo waddle through the door. Come on, that's good stuff. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, everybody, for the support. Teresa Murray gifted a membership. Crime Freak, been here for 4 months. Teresa Murray, another gifted membership. Then Annie, laid her hair down. D, Tosh, KB, Robin, quietly frozen. The coolest name in YouTube history. Allie Cake, Kathy Chapin, then Daryl Montgomery, Kim Wexler's Ponytail, Tosh, Jim Lon, Scoutin' Dude with a cat eye, and another one. He said, "Our I'm going to read what he wrote because it was, meant something, like it was about what we were talking about." It says, "Our founding fathers gave us the Second Amendment so we can enforce the First Amendment. I believe in the Constitution 100% and have been in the minority who has paid in blood." And then he said, without our Second Amendment, we lose it all. And then Allie in Oklahoma, American Lady, Scoutin' Dude again, Tosh, Frazzled Cat, then Quietly Frozen, the coolest name in YouTube history. Tosh, a cat eye. Cadillac, a cat eye. Then Liam Colligan, Rhea Mazzarone, then Cadillac with a cat eye, and Quietly Frozen with a cat eye. So, wow, you guys, thank you. Keeping It Real, and then American Lady. So not a ton of, number-wise super chats, but like very generous ones out there. So thank you very much. And like I said a minute ago, also thank you to Your Gypsy on PayPal. Oh, and then there's also a Ashley on Cash App. Ashley H. Yeah, everybody keeps sending this picture. That doesn't look like that guy to me whatsoever. And he's 35 years old, so You know what the funny part is, everybody? People keep sending this Mauricio Garcia and saying, this is him, look. And it says on this recentlybooked.com that he's 35 years old, this guy. Well, law enforcement's already told us that he's 33, the one that we're looking for. So didn't anybody see that part? I don't know. It's weird. It's weird stuff. Okay, we're going to do the wheel now. Maybe I'll do 2 spins on the wheel because of the generosity in 2 different shows. All right, here we go. You ready? The Wheel of Fortune, as American ladies said. Look at that, it's Cadillac! That's what I'm talking about. And Cadillac wins. Here we go. That was for the blue notebook. There's another one more. And it's Scoutin' Dude. Scoutin' Dude wins the blue notebook. It also comes with a pen and a stress ball. It's absolutely fantastic, everybody. When you're in a really bad mood, just grab the stress ball and punch it over and over again and picture my face. All right. What in the hell is that, Mary Lou? What is da 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 da? Maybe Scout Dude went to bed. I'll let him know though. So, anyways. Thank you guys. Maybe I'll do one, we'll do a flyby here tonight. Again. Alright, maybe try to bring that back a little more often. It seems like there's people that wanted that. Alright, so let's do it here. Thank you very much for being here. And yeah, what I'll do is I'll do the regular finish and then we'll just do the flyby. Alright, so here comes that part.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for quite a while now. And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, a rejecter.
Uh-oh. I'm a human. Lie detector? Keep going.
If you try and play me like an old projector, crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gray is gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pop protector. Fool deflector, interceptor, and I'm meaner than a spectre with a vector on his spectre. With all respect, y'all, just remember either take a fucking gesture. I have no agenda, I'm no pretender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. And in the end, I'm gonna send ya on a mission to reveal the true offender. Yeah, so I'll just get right back to work. All right, everybody? Talk to you later.
Hey, what's that, Gray? Looks like a whole new place. Gee! Kanta. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Remember that rock, Ray? Remember the rock? Jeez.
Cool dude. Anyways, alright. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Cindy, we'll see you bright and early in the morning. I want you to get that show started for me. Be absolutely fantastic. And, yeah. Anyways, thanks to everybody for showing up tonight. Yeah, there isn't really much more to cover on the shooting case. I guess eventually when they show his actual face, we'll show that, and maybe we'll get more information about what he was saying and those kind of things. But tomorrow we're going to do, hopefully we get the Letitia Stout. That looks terrible. I've tried doing that Mount Rushmore. It doesn't look good on here. Hopefully we get the correct verdict on that. All right, so thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. And as I always say, until next time, be safe out there.